Hello, I am Abel Godwin. Welcome to Prepclass Tutors. And today we're going to be looking at some WAEC mathematics past questions from where we stopped from our previous videos. So today our focus is going to be on question number 26 to 30. But please don't forget, if you're new to this channel, like and comment on our videos, subscribe to our channels, and we'll get to you content like this. So without wasting much time, I would like us to proceed to question number 26 and see what it holds for us. Question number 26 says, Fatty buys milk at X naira per tin and sells each at a profit of Y naira. If she sells 10 tins of milk, how much does she receive? So our interest here is to figure out the revenue that Fatty actually receive from the buying and selling of this tin of milk. So to do that, we need to remember that profit is equivalent to selling price minus cost price. So now take a look at this. If one thing costs X naira, then 10 things would go for 10x naira. Also, if one thing yielded Y naira profit, then it is natural for one to conclude that 10 will yield 10Y naira profit. So, remember, revenue, which is the same thing as selling price, will be what? It will be the cost plus the profit. So how much does it cost her to buy 10 of them? For one is X. So for the 10 is going to be 10X. And the profits, we were meant to understand that she was able to gather as much as 10 Ys of the total revenue as her profit. So by the time we add this, you discover that 10 is a common term in both sides, so you factor it out, and we will be left with this as the revenue. So this is option D. Proceeding to the next question, it says, if tan Y is positive and san Y is negative, in which quadrant will Y lie? So here, the question is testing your knowledge of the quadrants, the four quadrants that we have, the Cartesian coordinate plane. And so here, don't forget, we move anti-clockwise, and then we use these initials to remember. A means all the trigonometric ratios here. Basically, we're referring to the sine, tan, and cos. All of them are positive here, so the A for all. Now, the S for sine, so that's the sine of any angle here is going to be positive. And in the third quadrant, the tan is going to be positive. And on the fourth quadrant, the cosine is going to be positive. So don't forget, if you follow anti-clockwise direction, this should be the same thing as saying, I'm trying to make a mnemonics here, all students take calculus. So, but if you follow it in the clockwise direction, you'll find the book of Acts. So, one thing I want you to note here is that this question wants us to find at what quadrant our tan will be positive, but for sine, it has to be negative. You see, at A, all these three trigonometric ratios are positive. So we take A out. And here, sine is positive, so we take it out. So we're left with two options. So you see 50-50 here. Now, if you come to cos, here, at the fourth quadrant, cos is positive, both sine and tan are negative. So you see, this leaves us with the third quadrant, which happens to be our answer, because clearly tan y is positive there, but sine y is negative. And only in the third quadrant, can this happen. So, as you can see, our answer is option C. Proceeding to the next question, it says, the dimensions of a rectangular base of a right pyramid are 9 centimeter by 5 centimeter. If the volume of the pyramid is 105 centimeter cube, how high is the pyramid? So basically here in measuration of solid shapes, what we need to take note of will be the formula. If you have the formula, most assuredly you are almost done with the solution. But then it's not all about mocking up formulas, but you need to know how to use them. It's like having a weapon and knowing how to use them in order to conquer in this battle. So looking at this, this is the shape of a right pyramid that happens to have a base that is rectangular. So you see the height is this. This is the slant height, but this is the vertical height. So the height of the pyramid is the vertical height always, not the slant one. Take note of that. And the formula for calculating the volume of a pyramid is given by 1/3 times base area times height. So we were given the volume to be 105 centimeter cube, and then the rectangular area, if you calculate it, because we were told that it is given by the measurement 5 centimeter by 9 centimeter by 5 centimeter. So this will give us 45 centimeters square. So it simply means that we can calculate by substituting into the formula where V is the volume, which is 105, or here we can cross multiply first to make H the subject of the formula. So we have this cross multiplied to this, we have 3V is equals to AH, and dividing both sides by A, you discover that the height is 3V all over A. So our V is given as 105, and our A is given as 9 times 5. So by the time you do some cancellation, 5 here, 1, 5 into 105 is going to give us 21, and then 3 here is going to give us 1, 3 into 3 is going to give 3 into 9 is going to give us 3, and then 3 into 21 is going to give us 7. So our final answer is 7, which will be the height of the pyramid. So this is option D. And I hope you get that because it's pretty straightforward. Just like I said earlier, you just need to remember your formula in order to work smoothly in this kind of questions. Question number 29. Each interior angle of a regular polygon is 168 degrees. Find the number of sides of the polygon. So we have a regular polygon, but we don't know how many sides are there. But we can tell what one of the degrees happen to be, which here we were told is 168 degrees. So using the general formula for calculating the total or the sum of angles in a polygon, in a regular polygon. So if you have a regular polygon, all the internal or the interior angles have equal values. And to calculate the total, this is the formula you need to use, which is 2n minus 4 times 90. Now, this can also be used, another formula that can also be used is n minus 2 times 180 to still give you the same answer. So I choose to use this formula here, and not that there is any special attachment to it, no, but that I choose so is a kind of prerogative that I happen to decide on my own. And that's one of the privileges you get in mathematics. You pick any option or any way or approach that you deem fit. So here, when we cross multiply, remember this is actually for one of the angles. So by the time I cross multiply it by n, I'll have it to be 168 times n, which means every single angle has 168 times the number of those angles. It will give me the sum, which is the total. As you can see, so this makes sense mathematically. And from here, we just need to solve for the value of n. So we need to distribute 90 across this bracket. So 90 times 2n is 180n minus 90 times 4 is going to give us 360, which is equivalent to 168n. So 180n minus 168n is equivalent to 360. So 180 minus 168 is going to give us 12n, which is equal to 360. Divide both sides by 12, and you end up having the number of sides to be 30. So this is option A. So that is to say that a 30-sided regular polygon will have 168 degrees in each of its interior angle. Proceeding to the last question in this video, it says, in the diagram, MN is parallel to PQ. Take note of that. MNP is equal to 2x. MNP, so we're referring to this angle, is equivalent to 2x. And NPQ is equivalent to 3x minus 50. So what's the job here for the student? It says find the value of N angle at PQ. So N angle at PQ is our target. So we need to say what value will P be here. And for you to do that, you just need to know the interpretation of this X. What is the value of the X? It will help you solve the issue at hand here. So let's look at how this is being done. And if you look at this, remember, if this is a parallel line, this is another parallel line, a transversal will actually give us in such a way that this 2x is alternate to 3x minus 50. So that means they are equal. So that is why we wrote it this way. Now, by the time I rearrange them, bringing this 2x to this side, so I have 3x minus 2x is equals to 50 coming to this side, I have positive 50. So 3x minus 2x is x, which is equals to 50. So therefore, we're saying here, n angle at PQ is equivalent to 3x minus 50, where our x is actually 50 in value, which means 3 times 50, which is 150 minus 50, and this gives us 100. So that makes the value of angle at P to be 100 degrees. And as you can see, this is supported by option D. So, just in case you're wondering, or how do you get to build your mathematics background, you will do well to download our Prepclass app from Google Play Store, and you'll get a lot of questions on this. Until then, do have a nice day.